Hey, good morning, everyone. So glad you are with us here. 6 a.m. Glad to be back with you after some time off. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Nada Irampur. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. It's great to have Eric back, too. We definitely missed you. We're going to get right to our top story here. So this morning, tensions remain high at the border. This is something many of you have been talking about, a weekend of violence just south of our border in Baja California.
So the U.S. government is asking Americans now to reconsider travel to Tijuana and other border cities. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live in San Ysidro now with a closer look at all of this. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric and Netta. Well, the Tijuana mayor are blaming the drug cartels for all of this violence. As this happened Friday night, businesses are trying to get back to normal. Life is trying to get back to normal after all of this went down. Now, we did speak to a CBS 8 intern about what she experienced. She travels back and forth from Tijuana regularly and was caught up when all of this went down.
It was terrifying. When we went to go out, we saw restaurants were closing very early. It wasn't even 10 yet, and they were closing.
Now, we just heard from Karina Bazarte, who described this as terrifying. Take a look at the scene. The violence had visitors rushing to find safety. The criminal gang set fire to at least 15 vehicles, including public transportation, using some of them to block off streets. Now, more than 300 National Guard troops from Mexico arrived Saturday to bolster thousands already on the ground trying to restore calm in the cities across Baja California. Mexico's president is even considering bypassing lawmakers to have military take charge of policing the streets. Now, of course, meanwhile, businesses in the area are trying to get back to normal, reopening to those normal business hours. However, the U.S. consulate is still telling people to reevaluate traveling into the area. Officials confirmed a total of 17 suspects have been detained from different cities in Mexico. 7 of those suspects were detained in Tijuana. The Mexican government says this has been the third time this week that Mexican cities have witnessed arson and shootings by drug cartels. However, this is the first time Tijuana was included in the recent wave of violence. Now, there are a lot of people here in the U.S. crossing the border to seek cheaper medical treatment in Tijuana. The tourism representatives tell us that many of them, 90% of those appointments have been canceled. We're also learning that Baja Fest that was planned over the weekend, many people did not go because of the violence, and they're not getting any type of refund if they decided not to travel. There's a second week of Baja Fest coming up, so of course we'll see how those travelers decide with this news of violence in Mexico. We've been following this very, very heavily, and of course we will continue to do so. So for any further updates, head to CBS8.com for more details. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from the San Ysidro border, U.S.-Mexico border. Send it back to you.
All right, Dana Marie, thank you for that. And coming up here at 6:30, we'll be joined by a travel expert to discuss if it's safe to visit Mexico right now. So stay tuned for that.
And now this morning, we want to show you the progress that's being made to try to stop that raw sewage from spilling into the Tijuana River and flowing our way. Today, crews are turning on the pump station as one of 2 pipelines are now back working. The second pipeline will take another 6 weeks to fix. For now, they just plan to gradually increase the flow of water. We do expect more updates this week from federal officials about more long-term solutions. That's, of course, something many people in Imperial Beach are hoping for. Meantime, North Beach in Coronado, that is back open this morning. But here's the update. So this is the very latest as far as closures go. You see the areas in red. Those are all beaches that are closed because of the contamination, but you see a few of the green right there. The shoreline south of that beach in Coronado still closed off, as you see, because of all that pollution. And this is that map from the county's website. The closures do include the shoreline from Pine Street in Coronado all the way down to our border, and that's what will stay closed until testing shows that it's safe for you to get back in the water. And right now, homes in Tierra Santa still under a boil water order. City leaders are hoping to get the water system flowing smoothly again sometime this week, they say. Mayor Todd Gloria says external corrosion caused the leak, and while crews were fixing it, they then discovered another one. They're working to fix that right now. The city is calling on everybody in San Diego's central corridor, so that means south of the 52, north of the 8, and between the 5 and the 15 to reduce your water usage.
This morning, a 17-year-old boy accused in the attempted sexual assault of a 16-year-old girl is expected in court. The attempted assault took place on July 26th in Lincoln Acres between National City and Paradise Hills. The girl suffered minor injuries. The suspect was arrested last week after surrendering to authorities. The detention hearing is set for 8:30 a.m. in juvenile court. Today, the man accused of stealing a golden doodle puppy at a campground in Mission Bay is due in court for the first time. Johnny Smith was arrested last week in National City after reaching out to the dog's owners. Smith claims he didn't steal the dog, but rather bought it from someone else. Well, he now faces a grand theft charge, and the dog has been reunited with his family. This morning, one person is in custody after causing mass panic at this Las Vegas airport here. Travelers started running inside the Harry Reid International Airport yesterday after a loud noise sounded. Many believed it was a shooting. Turns out it was an unruly person who caused the noise. That incident, as well as severe weather in parts of the country, caused problems for Southwest Airlines. This morning, a handful of Southwest flights are still delayed at the San Diego International Airport. The airline had 109 delays out of San Diego yesterday. They also had 10 cancellations.
And now this morning, San Diego State bringing back the mask mandate amid rising COVID cases there. So this new rule comes ahead of the first day of classes a week from today. SDSU starts next week. All faculty, staff, and students will be required to wear masks regardless of vaccination status. However, teachers can take them off while they're teaching only if they are vaccinated and the other students in the classroom are masked up. The mandate will stay in effect until at least September 15th. Masks will not be required at any social or recreational settings like football games. And now this morning, thousands of students across San Diego County getting ready to head back to class. It's the first day of school for many of you, so several districts are returning. That includes Grossmont, Del Mar, and Fallbrook, as well as the Jamul-Dulzura Union School District, Mountain Empire, Rancho Santa Fe, and Solana Beach. So good luck to everybody on your first day of class. Hope you have a great start to this semester. And as those kids head back to school, they will all be getting a free meal there.
California, the first state in the nation to offer free school meals to all children, regardless of their family's income. Feeding San Diego says about half of students at San Diego Unified rely on free or reduced meals.
Everyone's just going to be offered a meal, and that, will just make a huge difference for kids who before might have been, embarrassed of receiving the free meal.
The new program is funded by state and federal dollars. According to the California Department of Education, nearly 6 million kids will benefit.
All right, so as they're getting ready now, what to wear. The days of pajamas, summer vacation, it's over.
Yeah. I wouldn't wear the jeans or the long sleeves.
No. Shorts, T-shirts, like you said, if you can get away with tank tops, then do so. Thin layers are going to be the key to making it through this afternoon, especially as our inland valleys climb to the 90s. 94 is the kind of generalization for your inland valleys, but as you head farther off to the east toward areas like Ramona, we're going to climb to about 97 this afternoon. So it's going to be a hot one out there, especially inland. Along the coastline, we are thanking that onshore flow, that marine layer, for keeping our temperatures a little bit cooler, mostly in the upper 70s this afternoon. Mountaintops are going to be hot out there, upper 80s and moving toward low 90s. And then the desert's just around 107, 108 degrees or so. Walking out the door right now, we are mostly in the 60s, moving toward the 70s out there. El Cajon, Alpine is at 71 degrees, 73 all night in downtown San Diego. That means that despite the overnight hours usually being the opportunity for many people to open up their windows and allow for the cooler air to come in, it is not much cooler out there. Looking at the big picture right now of what's happening on our satellite radar imagery, we had a little parade of showers and thunderstorms make their way through about the California, Nevada, and then now California, Arizona border, just kind of clearing out farther off to the east. For our county specifically, we just have that marine layer intact, a little bit of cloud cover and some light sprinkles just around our northeast corner of the county. But besides that, a pretty quiet start to our day. By the afternoon, what we're really going to be focused on is the heat. 92 for Santee and El Cajon, 87 in La Mesa this afternoon, 78 in Chula Vista, so cooler along that coastline, and then up toward North County. We've got 92 for Escondido, 91 for Poway, 97 in Ramona, 87 at Palomar Mountain, and then those cooler temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s for your coastal communities. Keep the sunscreen on hand for sure. UV index is going to be extreme for this afternoon. Let's take a look at what's going on in traffic this morning. Just want to take you to what was previously a stalled vehicle. Looks like that actually is still the case here on the right-hand shoulder. Not causing any backups, though, on the 163. So the indication there is likely that the CHP has been able to clear that or at least push it over to the right-hand shoulder. I also want to just clear that out and point out something that just popped up. See what that is. Looks like there actually is a crash farther off on the 805 that's starting to cause some congestion in the area. That is a crash right there at exit 15 15 Wabash Avenue. So we're seeing that on the northbound lanes of the 805, a little bit of red, meaning speeds are down to the single digits in some cases. We're going to monitor that situation. We'll let you know when we see that cleared. Back to you for now.